Hello everyone, this is Russell or Carlin, and this is my week 2 review video. For this week, we're just going to go over my usability testing plan and everything. And a lot of this is pretty similar, except for like my method here. I had a few friends that actually were really good candidates, and they have iPhones, and they're collectors and everything like that, so they really fit my app well. And then for all the rest of them, all the rest of the people that participants, I went to the dorms, and I just picked up people and asked them on the outside of the dorms when they were going back home and stuff. And I surveyed, I think it was 10 people. And actually, I think there was a couple extra ones, but I just didn't put them on here. And I narrowed it down to 8 because I wanted to have equal amount of female and male participants, and there was more female, so I only had 4 male on these, and so I just took all 4 of the guys, and then I took out 2 of the females because they just didn't fit very well. So and I found that a lot of people do collect things, and they might not be a hardcore collector, like Hot Wheels or baseball cards or something like that. But most people have like collections of just like movies or books or games or something like that. So it was pretty relevant to most people that I talked to. For my equipment, I just went out with the iPhone, and I used the Envision prototyping to put it on the phone and everything. And then I just looked for, just normal stuff, how easy it was to use, how quickly they could do it, and if anything was confusing, and if they had issues with anything. So the introduction, this is all just stuff that I would say, but I mean, I basically just went up and asked them if they had 10 minutes to spare for a survey and a test on an application. And for the goals, I just explained them. I'd have a few questions and tasks, and it would be really simple. And then I did do the questionnaire because I didn't do it last week, because I thought we were supposed to do it this week. So I did do the questionnaire before I actually did the test. And for my tasks, I just had add a collection and add an item, and also open a collection and then view the details of one of the items in that collection, and then delete the item and the collection that you previously made. So that's just the basic functions of the app. And for my follow-up survey, I just asked them, was it easy to navigate? Are there any suggestions to make it easier to navigate? And how difficult were the tasks? Navigation cues, if anything was confusing, and also if they had any suggestions for additional features or not. For the results, everyone had a pretty easy time navigating the app just because it's pretty simple. I mean, it's just buttons and labels, so it wasn't too hard for them to navigate through. Though 2 issues though that people had were, let's see here, let's add a collection. It was the delete function here. This is just basically to make it have the delete mode come on, so you can hit the little circles, and then you would hit the circles to delete a collection, and then you would click that to go back. A lot of people didn't understand that you had to click the button again to exit delete mode, and that was probably the biggest issue. Quite a few people, probably a good 5 or 6 of them, were quite confused at that. They were just looking around. Like a lot of people, or a few people that didn't have any iPhone experience didn't understand the circle thing, but they caught on to it pretty quickly. I mean, it wasn't a big issue, but quite a lot of people were just sitting there clicking around and just totally confused what to do, which is because I didn't change the text on here, so I needed to change this to make it a little more, a little better for so it's not confusing, because they had some of them just had no idea what to do. So that was kind of a bad design there. And another thing was on the collection, when you go into here and you go to the item, or you want to add an item, a lot of people didn't understand the new detail button here, which would add a detail like that, just because it automatically just kind of put them I filled it out just because I didn't want to have that many screens and be that complicated just to have to click it and, as if they typed it in or whatever. So they didn't understand that this was just adding a detail that you can define completely by yourself. And because like a lot of them suggested that I put rarity of the item and stuff like that. Well, you could do that yourself just by adding a detail and then changing this to rarity or whatever. So they were a little confused on that. But other than that, everything was pretty smooth. As for suggestions, a lot of people just suggested my nice to have features that I wanted, like the edit mode. A lot of people said it'd be nice to edit, and then a lot of people also suggested having pictures. So that was just based on my two features or two of them that I wanted to add. So other than that, it was all pretty smooth on the testing phase. And for next week, I'll fix the delete key mainly, and yeah, it should be good then. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week.